And it's time to meet one of those incredible people right now, Dean William. He is just an adorable gay boy from the UK that I am obsessed with. I am stalking him right now, and you should be too. So if you don't know who he is superstar Adele Superfan. He is superstar Adele's bestie. Hello? Rumor has it, you know, all of that, right? Well, Dean William is her bestie and he is on the FayWhat show. Well, at least that's how the story goes in my head. So here's the story. Superstar megastar Adele was performing at London Pride. She wanted a pride flag to perform with and Dean hooked her up in front of 1 million people. And I can't wait to get the whole entire story now. Welcome to the FayWhat show, Dean William.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is amazing.
I am so happy that you're excited. So you obviously don't know how bad my show is. So that's awesome. Dean, how are you, honey? How are things in the UK? I hear it's a little hot.
Very hot. Very hot. I'm hot. I'm sweaty. I've not slept all week because of the heat. It's been a mess. But tomorrow is my last day at work and then I've got 6 weeks off. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, yeah.
Wow, yeah, right. That right there just keeps you cool. I'm off work starting tomorrow, all right? You guys can't mess with me 100%. No more. Dean William is going to be naked everywhere, just making sure that he just stays just that much cooler in the UK. So, Dean, you got to tell me everything. Tell me everything. I heard you weren't even going to go to London Pride. How did this all come about?
So it was crazy. So Adele put her tickets on sale. I don't know when she released the album, and the tickets went on sale, and I couldn't. You know, we're in a bit of a financial crisis over here at the minute. The cost of living is ridiculous. It's hard to even pay the bills. So I couldn't afford to buy a ticket. And then a week before, I was talking to my friend. I was like, "Oh, I found these tickets. Shall I buy them? Shall I not?" And we kind of spent 24 hours deciding. And then we just thought, do you know what? Let's do it. We bought the tickets and just a week before. So we headed into London, but we had no money between, I don't know, in the States, do you have bottomless brunch?
Yes, of course we have bottomless brunch. We invented bottomless brunch, para que lo sepas, just so you know, we invented that shit.
Okay. So we thought, okay, 30 quid, we'll go to a bottomless brunch. It was unlimited bottomless prosecco and beer and Aperol spritz and all of these things. We were like, we'll go there, we'll get on a level, and then we'll go to Adele. We can't afford to buy drinks in there, so we'll go and see her. We've both seen her before, so it was a crowd of 65,000 people. We don't mind being at the back, you know, we've seen her before. And then we were on the tube there after our bottomless brunch. We got off of the tube and there was a man just randomly with a stall selling pride flags and lights and hats and everything. And I just said, I'm going to go buy a flag to take to Adele.
But you don't have money. Okay, let's make that clear. You're like, okay, we're going to drink up this whole entire drag brunch to the point where they won't let us come back. Because we've drank all the liquor they had, all right? Because that's how broke we are. We're using the last bucks that we have for a tip, and that's all we got, and then we're going to go see Adele. But something called you to buy this flag from this vendor, right?
Absolutely. I don't know what. I don't know. It was meant to happen. And I just went there, and it was like 8 quid, so I gave him 8 quid, and my friend just so happened to be like, get me one as well. So I got him one, so we had a spare one, and then we got to Hyde Park and we kind of chilled in the park for a bit. We met some random people who gave us a bottle of wine, which doesn't sound great, but we shared wine with them. And then we went in, went to the toilet, and then we were like, okay, we'll just chill for a bit. And then a woman approached us, because I'd by this point tied the flag around my neck. Woman approached us and said, "You're wearing a pride flag. You're going to think I'm crazy, but Adele needs one for the main stage tonight."
And were you like, bull? Come on, please.
100%.
Right?
We were like, you're having us on, you're pulling our leg. It's like, there's no way, like, where's the proof? And she was like, no, trust me, come with me. And then like, she immediately whisked us to like the highest ticket price you could buy, VIP, like drinks vouchers for the rest of the night. But at this point, we'd been to the bottomless brunch. So at this point, we didn't need to drink anymore. We did. We used those drinks vouchers. We didn't need to. But we were like, it's free drinks.
No,
so
us gays can't say no to free drinks. I mean, you put us in VIP and you give me 20 tickets, we're going to use all 20.
100%. Yeah, exactly. So we did. And then we thought that was it, you know, like Adele's got, so Adele, I kept my flag. Adele, we gave the spare flag to.
Did you rub it all on you?
It.
Did you rub it all on you and like make it stinky and smell like you? So when it would go to Adele, it would have your scent on it?
I don't think
that's
she
what I would do.
that, you know.
You were too drunk to think that through.
Yeah, true. We still didn't believe it. We still didn't believe it, even though, and we were in VIP and there were like celebrities from the UK there, like someone from our version of Jersey Shore was there who we bumped into and we had a selfie with, and then, you know, there were just all these people there. And the best thing for us was, oh my God, there's no queue for the bar. All of the other bars in the general admission had long queues, and we were like, there's no queue, and we can get any drinks with these vouchers, get the expensive stuff in.
Top shelf, baby, all the way, top shelf.
100%. And then we kind of just took our place. But I think by this point, I'd got very obnoxious. I didn't intend to be, but I was like, yeah, Adele's going to come out with my flag later. Yeah, just passing through. Adele's coming out with my flag later. I think people were like, who is this idiot who is here in the crowd with us? And then we were just in the crowd, but in the VIP bit. But there were probably a couple of hundred people there. And then we thought, that's it. And then she came out, she sang 2 songs. And then after that said to us, or said to the crowd, is there a Jack and a Dean in the crowd? And we were like, yeah, that's us. And then she called us forward. And then as she was singing another song, security pulled us over the barrier and just told us to sit right next to the stage. And we were just saying to them, what is going on? What is has Adele actually just said our name? And then we were sat there and the security were just like, just sit there, just sit there. And then she sang that song and she came over to us and she was like, do you know, like, earlier when someone asked for the pride flag, I'm going to use that later in the show. I heard you got really emotional when you were moved to VIP, so I wanted to give you the best seats in the house. And she did.
Oh my God. Now, at that point, when you got moved up, were you calling everybody? Because you were, if folks at home, you've got to see his videos. Dean's videos are hysterical. And they get funnier and funnier because he gets drunker and drunker, right?
I didn't send you the ones with the like profanity in them
because send me that. Yes. But you were living the dream. Like all of us were living the dream through you. That's why I was so happy that you did video it, because you literally filmed almost every second that you were at the front. Yeah,
do you know, it's crazy because this sounds, I don't know how this sounds, but this is the 3rd time I've seen Adele. So the first time I saw her was after she released 21. And at that point, she was still touring in really small venues. So I was in a venue with maybe 500 people. So I had a really good view and I was quite close to her. And then I went to see her again once she'd released 25 and she performed at the O2 Arena. And it just so happened that she had the main stage at the front and then a kind of smaller stage right next to where I'd bought a seat. So I was really close then as well. And when I bought this ticket a week before, my sister was like, you're not going to be as close, you know, there's 65,000 people. It's a festival vibe. You're not going to be that close. Let me tell you, I called her straight away and I was like, you told me I would never be that close again. I'm even closer. So look at me now. But yeah, just nuts. And I think like I've got a video of me and my friend Jack where when we got told we were going to VIP, I was just like, what the F is going on? What is happening? And then when we got moved, like when she said our names, we got moved to the side of the stage. I think we were just like, it was mind blowing. It still doesn't feel real.
Register, right? And I could see it in your face that you're still so like overjoyed by it. Like at that moment, did you have to like check yourself? Like, wait a minute, am I still named Dean? Right?
Yeah, like it was just because it all happened so quick from like buying the ticket randomly and then deciding to go to bottomless brunch the day before and then buying the pride flag, and then it just all happened so quick. And the fact that a week before we weren't even going to be there, it was all a bit bizarre and mind-blowing. And I called people when we first got moved into VIP. I was calling everyone. I was like, Mum, Dad, like my sister Kerry. I was like, you're not going to believe. I work in a school. I phoned my head teacher and I was like, you're not going to believe what's happened. I've been moved to VIP. I think I was just phoning anyone who would answer their phone. And then when mid-concert she moved us, I didn't really call anyone. I was kind of just mesmerized by her and trying to really soak in what had happened. Jack, my friend though, was like on the phone to his wife, like, you're not going to believe this. Like,
you went with a straight guy?
I know, I did.
And he's an Adele fan too?
Yeah. I know, I know. But we also went with our other friend Lisa, who is his friend from work, and but yeah, and it was just nuts,
Oh my
nuts.
God, it's crazy. It sounds crazy. It sounds like all the gay gods all came together to make that all happen.
I
Everything had to
know.
align just so, including your bottomless drinks, for it to be the
Yes.
best pride that you've ever had, ever.
Ever. It was every like down to the timing. Like if we hadn't have booked the bottomless brunch for that specific time, for that duration, and then decided to just hang around a bit in Hyde Park once we got there, then we wouldn't have bumped into that woman. She wouldn't have been looking for someone with a pride flag at that point and chosen us. She would have found someone else. It was all
Yes.
just meant to be in some crazy, crazy way. And I had the worst week ever. Like literally the day before going to see Adele, I was talking to my parents about the cost of living here, and I was like, "Look, I can barely afford my bills. I shouldn't have bought this ticket to Adele last week. I feel so silly spending my money on that." And they were like, "No, you're 32. You've got to live your life.
Oh,
You've got to spend your money on things that you're going to enjoy and make memories. This cost of living is temporary. Costs will come down. You've just got to do it." And thank goodness I like listened to them and I didn't resell the ticket again and just went
yes.
for it
I
because
got I got to
what
give
an
a
amazing
big I got to
experience.
send a big shout out and a hug to your parents. Like that is just such a wonderful
Mm.
way to support. I mean, it's true. Inflation is killing us. Gas there is what, like $9 a gallon, I think it was when I was there. Something
Yeah, it's
incredible.
ridiculous.
And
Yeah.
for them to say, because you're expecting parents to say, yeah, you should have been paying your bills. What are you doing spending all these hundreds of quid? Did I say that right?
Quid,
Quid?
yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Going to this concert, and you did. I mean, do you like Adele more when she's brokenhearted?
Oh, do you know what I do?
Me
I
too.
do.
I love you, bestie. I'm
It's
gonna call
so
you after the
bad.
show.
But when she got divorced, I was like, yes, the album's coming.
Isn't
So
that
bad.
horrible of us as gay
It's
people?
so horrible.
Like we
Getting
want
joy
her.
from someone else's pain.
Yes. Well, I don't want her to be in pain,
Me
but
either.
but it makes her write better music or music that I like, not better music. Like
Yeah.
like 21
Music
up
that
and
I relate
down.
to because
because we're all
Justin was,
brokenhearted, right?
yeah.
That's us. We're a stack of brokenhearted people. That's us in
We
LGBTQ
are.
plus. We all have that
We
person that
are.
has broken our heart.
I
And the worst
know.
part that we
I
love
know.
to sit in that ugliness. Like we're comfortable in
I
it. We want
know.
to order some Chinese, order fried chicken, put on Adele, and just sit there and cry. That's what she
Absolutely,
does.
100%.
What is your favorite song, Dean?
It's
I
so
know.
difficult. I can't choose just one. I love Hometown Glory because it's about London and I love London and London is just the best. I love When We Were Young. I just love that song. And from the new record, I really love Hold On. I suffer with my mental health. I have therapy. I'm on antidepressants, all of that kind of stuff. And I've never heard a song so perfectly depict how I
Mm,
felt through my mental health journey. And I watched her Oprah special when it first came out. I was off work with COVID, and I managed to watch it. And I just remember bawling my eyes out at that song and just
oh,
being like, "Yes, like someone else
understand.
understands how
Yes.
that feels. Like I'm not by myself in this. I like there are other people who get it." So that song is very special. I cried my eyes out the whole time she sung
Tell
that in
me,
London.
tell me a couple lyrics of that song.
Um,
You could
oh,
sing it if you want.
I'm trying to think of the second verse is like everything I felt. Um, I'm trying to think.
Just
It's
take a
hard to
moment. You can
hold
take
on
off
to
your
who
shirt if it
I
helps.
am. Yeah. um, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think, and I can't even look at my phone because I'm using my phone. Um, you put me on the spot.
It's a half-hour show,
I'm
Dean.
trying to. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying to sing it in my head. I'm trying to sing it in my head. Um, I think a wish says like sometimes loneliness is the only rest that we get. Like when I had to shut people out just to be by myself. But that second verse, I'm trying to think of that second verse. Um, it's hard to hold on to who I am when I'm like all of this kind of stuff.
We're all gonna look
Um,
up that
sometimes I
the second verse now.
sometimes I feel so mighty small. Um, no, how can it? Oh, it's something like how can I feel so mighty small when I'm struggling to feel anything at all? Like that is just like that whole second verse. it just, yeah, it resonates.
But what a
It
powerful
resonates a
line
lot.
right there, and that
Yeah.
resonates with so many. I had an LGBTQ therapist on my show a couple of weeks back, and we have such a stigma in our community about getting help and about saying, I need to talk to somebody. And we're constantly just wanting to be in pain. We'd rather be in pain
Yeah.
alone in that dark room listening to Adele eating fried chicken instead of picking up the phone and saying, hey, friend, do you know what this feels like? Because 9 out of 10 times, your gay friends have been through the same crap and feel the same thing.
100%, 100%. And I think, a lot of my depression and my anxiety do stem from being a gay man, and the traumas that I went through growing up and that I continue to go through as an adult, those kind of battles, those things that you have to think about that you don't think about, I would assume, as a heterosexual person, when I'm with a partner and going on the tube, how are we reacting? Are we, should we hold hands? Should we not hold hands? How are we walking? Are people going to think that we're friends? Are people going to think that we're a couple? Should we be allowed to feel like we're a couple? Should we pretend that we're friends? All of those things that you have to overthink, or starting a new job. Every time you start a new job, you have to come out again. Why should I have to come out again? I shouldn't need to come out again. All of those things, they build up, and a lot of it is from childhood trauma and things at school and all of that
Of
horrible
course, of
stuff.
course. We have National Coming Out Day, and I can't remember what day it is, right? And they have it every year, and people do a big thing about this is my coming out story, and this is how I came out, and blah, blah, blah. And every year I say, I don't understand what you guys are talking about. I come out every day. Every time I have to meet somebody new, I have to lay out the groundwork. No, I don't have a husband. No, I was never sexually assaulted. No, I just don't like boys. It's like you've got to go through this with every single person, and then kind of wait for them to say it's okay for you to be you. And it's heartbreaking and anxiety driven and frustrating. And that all adds to our mental health. Not 100%. Being great.
It's that constant, feeling like you need approval or acceptance.
That's
when really, do you know what? Why do I need you to accept me? You should why do I need to tell you who I am for you to accept me? We should just accept everyone. We are all people. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care if you're lesbian or gay or trans or non-binary. I don't care who you are, what you are. We're humans. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
And I'm going to say something that my girls are probably going to get mad about, but I think that gay boys have it harder. Okay? I think they have it harder than the girls, because there is just, I'm different in the lesbian community because I'm a femme girl. I love makeup. I love heels. That's not the norm when it comes to a lesbian. So I have to fight certain things because of that, right? Are you trying to show off for a community? Do you want to just fit in? Is that why you dress that way? No, assholes. This is just who I am. Now, when it comes to a boy, they've got to be skinny, they've got to be tan, they've got to wear all this clothing that is name brand that just came out, and all that weighs on them. I know boys that won't leave the house if they gained a little bit of weight, and it's like, oh my God, boys, why do you let these people control you and control who you get to be?
100%. Yeah. I've been trying, I've really been battling with this in my head with my own weight, because I have put on weight since, my late 20s, early 30s. I think as a lot of people do, and especially with COVID, I enjoyed a pizza and a burger and chocolate to get me through a terrible time. Sue me. And I don't like going to the gym, and I don't enjoy going and working out. I hate it. I detest it. I don't get any pleasure from it. So I'm not going to do it, but I will sit and drink a bottle of wine and cry to Adele with a Chinese. And if that's what I want to do, that is what I want to do.
Right? With a pint. With a pint.
And
that's okay, Dean. And you need to know that is okay to do.
Yeah. And I've posted on my Instagram and on my Twitter a couple of times now, posts of me, which are I'm doing it to try and build my own confidence, but as social media is, and as we've said, it's still that need for acceptance, and it's that need for, if people click that like button, okay, they're accepting me. It's okay to look this way, which is so ridiculous, but you're so right. In speaking as a gay man, a lot of those attractive guys are the ones who are toned and work out and have the slim physiques, and not all of us look like that. The majority of us don't look like that. It's just the ones who get the most followers who everyone sees that look like that. And it grinds my gears.
Of course, and those people are usually the most shallow, just so you know. All right. So
Yeah,
let's talk
yeah.
about those clicks that you were talking about. So were you surprised when the next day after London Pride, your face was everywhere? Like this video, your videos, this story was everywhere here in the States.
Do you know? Was it really?
Yes.
No, it wasn't. I didn't know
It,
that.
I mean, if
Do you
you
know
have,
what?
uh-huh.
The next day, me and Jack got home the night of Adele, and we were kind of just looking at photos and videos, and we didn't really process it. And then the next day, we were in that hungover state, and we were just kind of like, again, looking at the videos and photos. And it was actually my nan's birthday, so I didn't really post about it. I think I put one post up on my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Facebook, and I can't remember what I said. It was something like, "Tonight was the craziest night of my life. Like I met Adele. This is the best Pride ever. I'll talk when I can comprehend this." And that was on the night we got home. And then the Sunday I was so busy, and then I came home to my flat, and I was by myself for the first time. And that is when I tweeted about it, and I put it on Instagram, and on Twitter I did a thread of like step by step, this happened, this happened, this happened, and it just kind of blew up on that Sunday night. And I got invited onto like BBC Radio 1 Breakfast, which is listened to by millions of people. It's like the #1 breakfast show. And that was for the next day, the Monday. And then it was the next day, it was the Monday that like all of the national newspapers were putting articles up about it. And people would sending me DMs, and I did a random radio interview in Paraguay. Like it was so bizarre. Like, and I was talking to Jack the whole day, and he was like, "Yeah, this newspaper's contacted me and phoned me," and I was like, "Yeah, this one's contacted me," and it was just bizarre. And like I was having people message me like, "Oh my god, I was at that concert. You're the dean," and I was like, "I'm the dean." And then I posted a TikTok about it, and that kind of blew up. And a lot of people, it was just so funny, like reading the comments, and people were like, "Oh my god, it's Jack and Dean from the Adele concert. It's Jack and Dean. It's Jack and Dean." It was just nuts. Like, and neither of us expected it. All I was doing when I posted about it was telling my friends and family what had happened. Like, the most mind-blowing night of my life has happened on Pride. Here's what happened. Step by step, here's the videos and the photos. Can you believe this has happened? And then before I knew it, like it was everywhere.
Oh, I love it. Who were you happiest that saw that you were Adele's new bestie? And by this, like in my story, because I made up a whole story in my mind, right? Your ex-boyfriend that was mean to you and mean to your pet, to your doggy that I hear in the background, was a very huge Adele fan. And he was home with COVID, and he saw it while puking his guts out. And he was like, "Damn it, I should have never left Dean."
No, do you know what? Like, when I saw Adele the second time at the O2, I actually did go with my ex. It was us that went together. And the day that we were going up to London, I said to Jack, my friend, I was like, "I'm a little bit nervous. Like, last time I saw Adele was with my ex, and we were in a happy place then. All of my memories of last time I saw Adele were really happy, positive ones. So I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know how I'm going to feel tonight." Well, let me tell you, this one topped it. Didn't even think about it. But he did message me actually, and sent me like a really lovely message. He saw my TikTok and was like, he sent me a message and was like, "I've just seen this. I'm so happy for you. Like, this is amazing."
Victory! And you're like, "Yes, bitch, you can't have me back. Sorry."
No, he's a good egg. He's okay. He's a good. We broke up a long time ago. He's not a nasty person. He's a good egg. But I don't know.
But still, it still feels
like,
good. It still feels good that he had to, send you that message. It does.
I mean, I guess.
Anyway, so needless to say, that definitely was the best Pride ever. I Want to Be You for a Day. I thought that was just the best. Now, let's turn the tables a little bit on maybe not the happiest of stories. So you're a teacher, right? You're
I am.
Is it elementary school there?
Yeah, we call it primary school, but yeah.
Primary school. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you'll probably get a lot of teachers moving there soon from here. All right. Because here teachers can't reference being gay. They can't teach any LGBTQ plus history. They can't help children who want to come out to them in a safe space. We're a mess. We're a freaking mess. And do you have anything like that in England, or have you had something like that?
Do you know what? It makes me really sad. And I posted about this on my Instagram when I saw it, because we had something that was brought in by Margaret Thatcher's government in the 80s, before I was even born, called Section 28, which was legislation that was essentially the same thing like 40 years ago, which is so heartbreaking, where it, it was worded very cleverly. So it was
Hmm.
the promotion of homosexuality was not allowed in schools. But through that, what happened was queer teachers didn't know what promotion meant. Does that mean I'm not allowed to mention that I'm part of the community? Does that mean I'm not allowed to say that I've got a partner of the same sex or gender? And through that, it means that the community was not spoken about in schools through this legislation, through Section 28. It was not discussed. Teachers didn't discuss it. It just wasn't mentioned. It wasn't a thing. I don't remember ever being at school. And I started school in, I think, about 1993. And I left school in 2006. And not once did a teacher tell me that they were gay or come out to us in an assembly or like talk about homosexuality. You know, we have all these like citizenship lessons and all of that kind of stuff where now we talk freely about it, but it just, what is happening over there right now, it's like flashbacks of that. And what is really sad is that it's going to have repercussions for years, because me as a teacher, I'm still feeling the repercussions, because my experience of school, it wasn't spoken about. So when I started teaching, I myself didn't know what I could talk about. Can I tell my children that I've got a partner who's a man? Can I tell my children that I'm gay? Can I not? And older teachers who have been teaching through that have still somewhere in the back of their minds, a lot of them, got that they can't talk about it. They're not allowed to talk about it. And it's so detrimental in so many ways. But we're getting there. We're starting to kind of move past it. I mean, we're now, it's law that relationships have to be taught to all children, and it's nothing, you know, sexual. It is just the fact that different families exist, whether that's a single parent family, whether that's two men, two women, a man and a woman, you know, that all different types of families exist, and we have to teach the children that. And you know, I came out to my second class, and every class since, but I've never done it as like I'm gay. I've done it as, I used to teach older children, and I remember one of them obviously knew. He was 11 years old. He obviously knew. And he looked at me once. He went, "Have you got a girlfriend?" I said, "No, I haven't." And he went, "Boyfriend?" And I just thought that was the most brilliant way that I could have come out to my class. And I just, at that time I didn't. And I was like, "No, I don't, but I have had in the past." And I just thought that was the most brilliant way. So it kind of comes up organically with me, but I don't have to be in fear of talking about it. You know, if children say to me, "Have you got a wife?" I say, "No, I won't have a wife. I'll have a husband, hopefully someday." And we are able to now have those conversations. But for what you're going through, we went through 30, 40 years ago. And it breaks my heart, because I know what it's like to go to school through those times. I felt like I was abnormal as a queer boy in school, because no, I didn't know anyone. I didn't have any role models, you know, who had come out as teachers. And that is one thing that I get a lot of joy out of in school, is just being representation. And I don't talk about it all the time, and I don't come in waving my pride flag every day. But if it comes up in conversation, it comes up in conversation. And the children know. The children just know that I am a gay man, just like they know that the teacher who's married to a woman is a straight man. Like, they know that other people exist, and we're so lucky over here now that has become law, that relationships have to be taught about. And it just breaks my heart what you're going through over there. It really does.
It's heartbreaking, because it feels like we're taking steps backwards, you know? As a queer young woman, I had a safe space, and it was a teacher, and it was a drama teacher, and it was someone who really gave me breath, gave me life, and gave me hope that I wasn't as weird as I thought I was, and that there were others like me out there, you know? But at that young, impressionable age, you really are like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, I mean, last year we had 11-year-old children who were figuring out whether they were non-binary or whether they were trans, and maybe they're not. Like, you know, they're 11 years old, they're figuring themselves out, and that is okay. But we're allowed to give them, or if anything, we're not even allowed, we're expected to give them a safe space where they can explore what these different things mean and try and make sense of their emotions, and we can support them with that, whether we're part of the community or whether we're not, because as teachers over here, it's our duty. So if it's a straight teacher who's in his 60s, they have to do the same. And, you know, it provides a safe space for our children. And, you know, those children who were talking about that last year, they might in 5 years realize, actually, no, those feelings weren't that I'm transgender. Those feelings were this, and figure something else out. Or they might realize that they're transgender, but we've given them the avenues to explore what they're feeling and what that means. And with reading those stories about Florida made me feel very blessed that we have made that progress. For once, we've made some kind of progress.
Well, when you go back to school, to teach, send a little energy our way, knowing that there are teachers just like you over here having to hide who they really are and hide who they love and not be able, because as a teacher, these students become your kids, and a teacher will know if a kid might be struggling or not knowing about their sexuality, and now they can't even help or embrace them or anything. So anyway, we need more deans in the world. Thank you so much for your energy and your love. And I wish you were my teacher when I was growing up. Last question. Do you miss Absolutely Fabulous? Because I do.
Oh, of course, it's the best. Who are you? Are you a Patsy?
I'm Patsy. I'm Patsy because I literally, you saw how I said that in very British? I said literally. Patsy. You like that?
All right. Literally.
I would, like, when I was drinking, back in the day during my drinking career, I did fall asleep with a cigarette in my hand and a fire did start, just like one of the episodes. Yes! I didn't get burned or anything, but Patsy, I have girlfriends that still call me Patsy because of some of my antics back in the day.
I love that. We all need a bit of Patsy in us. She's incredible. What a character. She's amazing.
Love her. And I love you. Dean William is on IG. So find him. Or find me because he's one of my friends on Instagram. Yes, he is. And he's going to start being my friend for real because I just love him. I want everyone at home to see who he is, stalk him and everything because it's just so worth it. Who are you going to stalk next? Maybe Lizzo or Pink or Elton John.
I know.
Or Dua Lipa.
I don't know.
Lil Nas X.
Oh, Dua Lipa is a good one. Do like Dua Lipa. I love Dua Lipa. Do you know what though? I love Olivia Rodrigo, but I don't know if I'm too old. I feel a little bit creepy. She's young.
She is young, but
But her album's very good.
But I love her music.
I don't know. I've decided.
Stuff. That's it.
I've decided who it is. It's Harry Styles.
I love it. That's right there. It's
yes.
perfect. It's right in the middle, and we all love ourselves some Harry Styles. Dean Williams, thank you so much for being on the FayWhat show. I love you so much. Thank you. And if you're ever in South Florida, you need to come around here and be on the show in person. All right? You promise?
Oh, 100%.
All right. Thank you, darling.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.